Okay, everybody, we are live. Second season, episode 10, Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. And what the heck was that? What kind of football was that? Let me just recap. I've got Matt here with me again, got the news, and he's got a sore throat. He's suffering. He doesn't need to be depressed by a really, really depressing result. But thanks to him, he's coming on because I'm going to do most of the talking here, and he's going to throw in. Mahir's going to throw in a soundbite here and there, but we you don't have to say anything, Mahir. We talked about this in the pregame show. The usual suspects. Usual suspects: David Luiz, Socrates, Granit Xhaka, our club captain. Okay, in this world of social media, you should not abuse a player too much. You do not at the player to directly impact their life, but it's a two-way street. Our club captain needs to conduct himself in a way that is becoming of the club, of the class and history of the club. And for him to walk off the field, we're all pissed off. We're pissed off at that point.
Took off the jersey,
Yeah,
threw it on
walk
the
off the
ground,
field,
told us,
do this, cup his ears to the crowd. The crowd's giving it to him. It's not going to defuse the situation. If anything, it's going to get worse. It is the club captain, number one out of five. And where do we go from here? From my opinion, he cannot be club captain when you conduct yourself in that way. Strip him of the captaincy.
strip him
Uh,
of the captaincy and drop him
yeah.
completely. Not reserves, not under
And,
23s, completely drop this fool. It's waste
and
man.
you wait till you get into the dressing room and take your jersey off then. You don't do it when the whole stadium can see you. I don't care if you're an irritated, frustrated player. We're frustrated. We are
You've been
frustrated.
longer, much longer than I have. Have you seen a captain even get near that point? Act like
The
that. Have
worst
you ever
I've ever
seen?
seen was William Gallas breaking down at Birmingham when our league title was slipping away after Eduardo had his ankle broken into many, many different pieces. And William Gallas crying on the field, crying on the field. But this is the actual absolutely worst. I've seen players exchanging jerseys at halftime with other players. But this is disrespectful. Noe and London Old School are in the chats. Uh, how are we feeling right now, Mahira? Maybe I'll start first. Um, we were here, Noe, earlier today on the pregame show with London Old School and yourself and a lot of other people. We were interested and happy to possibly get 3 points today. We were excited. We knew the stakes. Um, the stakes of the game were we were 5 points behind Chelsea. Now we're detached from the top four right now. We're 4 points behind Chelsea. It feels like a loss. I have to check myself and say, we actually got a point today. It's like Watford. We actually got a point today, right here. No, to answer your point, I'm pretty pissed off, and I think Mahir is too. Um, London Old School, Xhaka disrespected the fans, the club, the shirt of Arsenal. He should never play for Arsenal again. But you know he's going to be back in the team. He should never be captain, at the very least. The captaincy should be given to. And we talked about it, Matt, here. This was an opportunity. We're doing the Thursday, Sunday thing. Gun the news. We're doing the Thursday Sunday thing, and we need to switch up the teams. And that happened with Tierney. Okay, Bellerin might have been gassed on Thursday. I'm happy enough with Bellerin to play on Wednesday versus Liverpool. But is David Luiz and Socrates, are they our first choice defenders now? Is
Well,
Carabao the first choice, whether he be captain or not? Is he the first choice in the team? Go.
well, Socrates and David Luiz, 16 with goals today. I don't understand how that last goal, the winner, was actually ruled out when three players were impeding
Chambers,
Chambers. So
he was being
how does
fouled.
the foul go, how does the foul go to them if there was three? Doesn't make any sense. Anyway,
I told you,
um,
Mahir, didn't I tell you this season VAR was going to fuck us up at some point in the season? We were going to be angry with VAR. I've seen countless decisions go to VAR and they have not gone against the referee's call on the field. And what happened today? I think we're the first instance. Arsenal Football Club is the first instance where it's gone to VAR and they've overturned the decision. Not once, but twice. VAR has affected us
I
in conceding the first goal to Crystal Palace and not getting that goal,
look,
not getting that winning goal.
look. Obviously, the Zaha foul was the obvious penalty. That was an obvious penalty. Here's my plan. Pardon me, guys. Straining my
Mahir, you're putting your voice box on the line today. So
yeah.
really take it
Okay.
easy.
Let me just slow down a bit. Right. We this Alex. It was all a complete mess today. Alex is 100% right. When we discussed it, the three of us, yes, there was a penalty as well. You see, when we discussed it, right, with Alex, when Alex was with us, what did we scrap it? It's not. It's time consuming. Momentum goes away, and it's still overturning decisions where we would have gotten the win. We played poorly, but we would have gotten the win because that. I mean, if you don't want to take it as a penalty, Callum Chambers being fouled by three players, right? Socrates put it away. So I don't know, man. Bloody hell, I don't know. Ray, I'm at a loss for words. I've got nothing to say. How do we bottle 2-0? How do we bottle a 2-0 lead like that?
We've done it before. We were 2-0 up against Watford away from home. Are they still bottom of the league? Watford's still bottom of the league, maybe. But we come out in the second half and we gift them 2 goals. We didn't have the impetus at Watford to go on and get a third goal, and I think it's some part of the mind, the psyche of this team. You get into a 2-0 lead. Everyone knows 2-0 is the most dangerous lead to have because if you concede a goal, it's 2-1, and the other team gets the impetus. The other team gets the wind in their sails, and that's exactly what happened. Exactly what happened.
But like you see, you can't be serious. You can.
All right, so London Old School says it was a penalty, but Socrates' goal should have stood. London Old School, we've seen through a quarter of this season now lots of VAR decisions that really should have been overturned, but the call has stayed with the referee on the field. Are we to now understand that this is changing, that the FA is willing to overrule and do the right thing Yeah, I'm all for it if it's a penalty, give it as a penalty, but I'm for consistency as well. And this is what we had before VAR. We did not have consistency. Now with VAR, we do not have consistency either. So are we really improving the officiating?
That's why we were saying this graduation have VAR. We've actually seen it.
Alex from Cannon Fodder, thanks for coming in, Alex. We could not muster up any real clear cut chances. We could not manage the game. And maybe that's the bigger part of it, the second part of what Alex has just said there. We could not manage the game. We do not have the players, Mahir, that can control a game. And I understand there was choruses of Mesut Ozil being rung out around the ground as well. So we have a very, very toxic concoction of things happening, all happening at the same time with this club. Unai Emery's clearly not picking the correct players and playing them in the correct position. Are they even playing for him, Mahir?
Again, where is Torreira? Again. Well, hopefully
Correct.
now with
Yeah,
Xhaka slipping up the way he did, nah, I would never want to see him again. I don't want to see him play for Arsenal, to be honest with you. It's totally disgusting behavior. Yeah, we got boo, boo, boo. We booed him, but really unprofessional. You could have just stayed quiet and walked on. But
yeah,
like now, Emery is ruthlessness. Emery, I would rather have Ozil in the squad.
yeah.
Much, much rather have Ozil in the squad. We discussed it the other time when we were saying, do you remember the word pivot? Double pivot, right?
Double pivot. Yeah, double pivot.
Yeah. Of Ceballos and Torreira, and you're putting Ozil in the number 10. That's natural position, and you give yourself more chance to not concede. But when you are conceding goals FC, gift wrap goals FC, close FC, uh, yeah, man, what can I say?
Is Mahir, is our bigger problem in midfield? Which is the biggest problem, defense or midfield? Because to Alex's point, we could not manage the game at 2-0.
Uh, right now, if you're looking at Tierney and Chambers and Holding, if they one of them,
That's pretty good defense, right? Luca, thanks for coming in.
but
Luca, I'm so depressed. Like, aren't we all? Disgraceful result.
we've seen putrid, putrid.
And Mahir, you're breaking up a little bit. London Old School. To be fair, Palace outmuscled us, broke up our play second half. I thought the ref was meant to go to the TV screen to check the decision on VAR.
I thought that it was meant to be.
So my here, we get out of the blocks. We start out of the blocks of play. We get two quick goals. Um, Granit Xhaka providing the assist. Granit Xhaka providing the assist for Socrates to score at the near post off of a corner. 10 minutes later, or 3 minutes later, in fact, David Luiz off of another corner. Delivery from Pepe, who I understand had a very, very good game and a reasonably good game. And Tierney played well also. Delivery from Pepe on the corner. Lacazette flicks the ball on. David Luiz is left unmarked at the back and puts it away. Um, puts the ball away. We're 2-0 up after 9 minutes. Are you drinking beer?
That is instinct. to put it in.
2-0 up after 9 minutes. We should be in control of the game. We should be controlling the tempo of the game. But then Luis gets the ball on the left hand side, squares Chambers up, and Chambers sticks the leg out. Zaha is fouled, is carded for a simulated dive in the view of the referee. Yes, there's contact, but there's also an element of diving there as well. So VAR take the viewpoint that it's more of a penalty than a dive.
That to be honest with you, dive not overrated. I'm not using it as an excuse by no means because 10 minutes in, and you're telling me we can't manage to go get a third and a fourth and a fifth.
Um, on the news since we drop it in and out a little bit. Yeah, we didn't go on to get we, criminal. We didn't go on to get that third goal, and it seems to happen to us so often. Here, we do not get that third goal. My predicted lineup for today was very close to what Unai Emery picked. I wanted to see Rob Holding in there instead of Socrates, but I'm wondering if that would have even made a difference with this result. Crystal Palace are a very decent side away from home. Um, I texted you yesterday, Mahir, and I said these players should feel revenge in their vein, flowing through their veins for what happened last year. We all remember the Crystal Palace, whether it was self-inflicted or not, back in April. We all remember what Crystal Palace did to us, and we should have gone out there 2-0 up, really try to embarrass them. Get 3 goals, get 4 goals, finish the game by halftime. Have revenge flowing in our veins. But
I
here
mean,
we go again. The malaise that sets in this club. You get a 2-goal lead, and these players are coasting.
I mean, my blood would have been boiling. Chelsea, thank you for coming into
Yaltzi,
the
Encore,
chats.
thanks for coming in, Yaltzi. Good going forward? Question mark. We have the players going forward.
I mean,
Wasn't much happening.
I don't think I swear I'm going blind. I swear I'm also going brown, Chelsea. What did we create in open play? I don't think did Aubameyang and Oba even have any. I mean, Lacazette and Aubameyang, did they have any chances? I don't think so. Did you
Yeah.
see any chances, Red?
No, I did not see any chances, and our 2 goals today were from set pieces. 2 of the goals on Thursday night were from set pieces as well with Pepe. And Martinelli scored that header. That's the last open play goal back on Thursday night. The fact that fans are blaming VAR and referee decisions, what about the actual football? I agree with you, Yalsi. What about the actual football? If we were decent, we could have been out of sight, but we are not a decent team. We're not above decent. We're. I want to clarify that we have very good players at the club. They're just not being used in the right way, and there's something going badly wrong in that dressing room. I think.
Jeez,
And
man, like,
we're
and then
pinning
there's
our
Zaka.
hopes. We're pinning our hopes of winning on a penalty or other corners with the attacking options we have. There's no fluidity in our attack. That is for sure. And there's definitely a case, Mahir, to bring Ozil back into the squad on squad days. I'm not saying start him, but when you get into a situation where you're 10 or 15 minutes from the end of the game and it doesn't look like you're going to win the game, you need to try something other than bringing Kolasinac on after 76 minutes for Tierney.
What
Is
was
that where
that?
we're at? We're bringing Kolasinac on to inspire some creative play.
This is how I feel. Can you guys see how my head looks? Can you guys see how my head looks?
You feel pretty rough. You look
Complete
pretty
mess.
rough.
Complete mess. Look at this. Look at this. There's like 1,000 hairs standing up. 1,000. Guys, I'm not even over exaggerating. We've we just said Kalasinek is a waste of time. How are you bringing him in for and taking off an attacking threat and not letting Tierney play? I don't understand, man.
This is pretty damning. Y'all see the football is below championship level.
Yep.
But where do we go from here? Where the club will lay low for a few more days. Nothing will be said. We move on. We go to Liverpool next weekend. We got Wolves. So this week, last Monday, we lost the game in the Europa League where we are excelling. And we talked about this yesterday as well. We're excelling in the Europa League, but we struggle in the Premier League. 1 point from 6 now in the Premier League.
0 points from 6. 0.
We did get a draw today. Feels like an L, but we did get a draw.
I don't look at it. Sorry.
And
I
look,
don't look at
my hair. I was like, do I really want to do this podcast? I feel so depressed, like everyone else. In some ways, we talk about it, we can feel a little bit better. At least football wise, I don't know about you. And my hat goes off to you for joining me today to talk about this. Um, but our football is going very, very. The creativity is going downhill. We talked about this yesterday. All of this. Um, I don't see any change. These are very, very crucial games and matches coming up until the Christmas period. We have games that we should be winning these games, Mahir. I mean, all due respect to Sheffield United, that was a difficult place to go to. But this is a run of games where we're not playing the top six. We should be picking up points. We're in the second game out of 8, which the toughest one is going away to Leicester City in a couple of weeks. These are the games we need to be picking points up because if you think November is bad in terms of a schedule, you better look at December. December is much worse than November, and we need to fix up quick. We need to fix up quick and start winning games and picking up points. And at the minimum, picking up points. I will take results over performance at this point.
Let me think. What do I by any means necessary?
Yes, by your catchphrase, by any means necessary. You know, people complained about beating Bournemouth only 1-0 a few weeks ago. What are people thinking now? What is the Arsenal fan base thinking now?
Probably Emery out.
Okay, Mahir, who do you blame, Emery or the players or both?
The players.
Really?
I can tell you why.
Yeah, tell me why.
Because these are must-win games, right? This is chance to jump above rivals and keep them down where they belong, for example. Right?
Yeah.
Big opportunities. There's doors and there's losses. against the top six from small sides. And we go into this game not expecting much. You and I were expecting maybe about 3 goals, right? 3 goals. We said, yeah, and we're going to concede probably one, but it's so Arsenal to probably score three and keep a clean sheet.
Yeah.
At home, especially. And lo and behold, the first opening few minutes, it's 2 goals within the space of 2 minutes. We're like, what is going on? But London,
Uh,
also to your question, the answer to your question, I blame the players because mentality, like we're talking about, is putrid. How do you go 2 goals? We were not expecting 2 goals to come like that, like within a bang bang, right? But it came bang bang. Within 2 minutes, we were already up 2-0. Then we think to ourselves, okay, go for the throat. Get a three, get a four by halftime, shut it down. That's it, done, dusted. They can't talk about Saha being better than Pepe, all of this rubbish, blah, blah, blah. I can tell you it's overrated. We concede the first goal, right? It was the penalty. Am I correct? The
yeah,
penalty.
yeah.
Clear penalty.
We've seen him
Um,
before last season scoring penalties against us.
how do they? You know what I don't understand? How our defenders don't think there's three defenders around Zaha, right? Three. So even if he decides to take a shot at an angle, there's players blocking off his shot. There's players blocking off him trying to provide for another player, Zaha, right?
Yeah,
And we still and somebody still manages to put a foot in. Chambers still manages to in the box do that, put his leg across like that.
I don't think there
When you
was
know he's
a.
not going anywhere.
Yeah, I was just looking immediately. He's going into the left 6 yard box if he gets past Chambers. But you
But
have
there's
to.
two defenders there.
Yes, you have to back out of that challenge. Defenders and strikers are so adept at doing this now, and you'll see Mane did the same thing for the Liverpool game, similar to what happened with the Leicester Liverpool game. The strikers are too clever right now to. Uh, they know the situations. They've rehearsed the situations. They know when they feel the slightest touch, they're going down, and they know that there's going to be a great chance that a penalty will be given for it.
Especially against
Uh, so a player like Zaha that squares up Callum Chambers, there's really only going to be one winner there. Now I'm going to go the other way. We very often agree on a lot of things, but this is something we disagree on. You're going to blame the players. I'm going to blame Emery because he has not put the players in the correct position. He's not prepared the players. His job is to prepare the players to go out and play and get a result, and to prepare them for all situations. You go 2-0 up, be prepared to control the game. You concede 2 goals, now you're level and you're hanging on. Be prepared to take the sting out. Prepare the players to take the sting out of the game. Control the game. Control the game when you're leading. Control the game as well when you're losing and you need to build up pressure to get a goal. And then control the game when you're 2-2 going in. Here we go again at the Emirates into the last 10 minutes and we need a goal. This helter skelter football, I was hoping the last few weeks that it would turn around, but I don't see any evidence that Unai Emery is changing his ways because we said on the pregame show, and everyone can go check it out. It's the last episode back there. Um, we talked about the usual suspects, and we hoped that we would not get the usual results. And here we are. So I blame Emery for not putting the players or preparing the players in the correct way. So, Alex, in reference to London Old School, the general consensus is to blame Unai Emery. Yahtzee, Leicester and Chelsea results premature, someone said. LOL. So, do you think they're punching above their weight? I hear Leicester and Chelsea. Do you think they've exceeded expectations like we were this time last season?
Definitely. Who would
So
have
you
thought
think you think the real level of Leicester and Chelsea are probably 3 to 4 points less than what they have right now?
Look, they're turning around things with the youngsters. We've said before, Chelsea do have not worse, but our youngsters are better than their youngsters. Better than a lot of and Leicester are the underdogs. I mean, they've always held something, this underdog quality where they can pick up a result from a Man United, from a Chelsea, from an Arsenal, even worse because of the terrible things that's going on at our club, all the problems.
Where is the confidence now? Bless you. Where is the confidence now that we can go up against the top six team even? We're not playing the top six team till December. Manchester City's the next team we're going to play. They're getting their act together. Where will we be in mid December? So Leicester and Chelsea, right? They're trashing teams and getting results against the top six. London Old School, I agree. Alex, Emery is now under severe pressure. I've noticed since the Sheffield United game right here, and I didn't see much of Emery on the sideline today, but he did look tense. Sheffield United, he had that look on his face. On Thursday night, he had that, oh boy, Pepe just got me out of jail, sitting on his seat. Just that's applauding the class of player who got him out of jail in the Europa League. We could have taken an L in the Europa League. It would not probably have hurt our chances of progressing in that competition. Um, Premier League is where it's at and where we need to be. And we cannot continue to excel in the Europa League group stages and not excel in the Premier League. Yeah, I'll see. Very true. We aren't expecting much because the previous results have no reason to be convinced. So we actually, our expectations getting downgraded here because of what's happening with our club. We we're becoming to just say, well, if we get top four this season, that's really really good. But we should be thinking about winning a trophy as well. Not a lot of Gooners are talking about winning a trophy.
But that's right, that's what we said. So you're either on the side of the fence or on the left or right hand side of the fence. Right hand side is top four minimum. Let's not worry about cup competitions because it's all knockout. It's all there's a lot of luck involved also.
Mhm.
Or you're on the other side of the fence saying, I don't think we should be playing Champions League because we are not even on championship level form right now with the current squad that we have. And who knows what's going to happen to Emery, Ozil, Xhaka, Mustafi. We don't know what's going to happen. Some people even saying Ozil might outlast Emery. And all of these things, it's like a problem tornado, basically. And it's gathering momentum at a very quick
It's
pace.
whipping up.
And
Yeah,
it's sweeping up absolutely everything.
you're right. It's
Everything,
whipping up.
everything.
All of these things. It used to be the Emery and Ozil thing, and that would whip up a little bit last year. We go past January, and we couldn't move Ozil on in January. We go through the summer. We've moved a lot of deadwood, and Ozil remains. There's a part for him to play if he's being paid by the club. There is a part for him to play. Uh, you know, um,
That's
how
what I
many
was
fans
telling
go?
IG and Alex. We I'm truly not a big fan of Ozil, as you know by now. I mean, even in our first season of the podcast, you guys heard yours truly is not impressed by Ozil, and I do not want him at the Arsenal. He's had one good season. But what I was saying to Alex and IG, even yourself, I was saying, if you have a player like that, why not use him? Play Fortnite at
Yeah,
home.
yeah,
Basically, he's paid to be a
yeah.
professional
So
gamer.
we used to have that situation. Now we have a situation of the captains and Granit Xhaka, one of our slowest midfielders. He doesn't transition the ball quickly enough, and he picks up a lot of yellow cards. He's now made the captain. So put that into the um, tornado as well, and it's gathering pace now with this. Is the result was bad enough, but I think the headlines coming out of today is Granit Xhaka storming off, being disrespected. We have to say that he was being disrespected by the fans through frustration of the team and the manager and the coach, but also disrespecting the fans who pay good money.
Ray, would you, if you were Xhaka, being booed? Yes, the abuse is unnecessary. I understand that. Everybody's human. We all make mistakes. But would you, being Xhaka, stand, not only throw the shirt on the ground, but actually tell the fans to fuck off? Would
No,
you, as a professional footballer,
no,
you do that?
I don't think so.
It hasn't been done in history. You
I
just
don't
said
think so.
yourself, it hasn't
I
been
don't,
done in history.
I don't think any captain has done that. I don't
It's
think.
not like Arsenal. We are classy. We are so classy. Class is permanent, is our saying at the club.
Yeah,
What was that? Completely dropped this fool. Drop him. Drop him into the reserves, the reserve bench of the reserves of the under 23s.
yeah.
Strip him of the armband. Emery needs to show his ruthlessness to say the same thing he's doing with Ozil, which could be unfair, right? Rumble Rumble Foreskin is back with us. He said he told the fans to fuck off. So, and that's totally unacceptable.
I think
That's what
so.
we're saying. Totally drop this fool. Drop him completely. Now you've seen his real character. Emery, there's no possibility. Surely you're not that stupid to keep him on. To keep him on, compounded
Compounded
by
by the Ozil situation, now the club captain's actions, and on top of that, the reactionary fans. Yeah, I think we are quite reactionary, and I think there's reasons for that. We've had really, really good teams 15, 16 years ago, and I think the fans don't see a way forward. We don't see where we can go forward and get those days back, come back towards the top of the table, and be relevant in title challenges. Can never guarantee you're going to win a title. Can never guarantee you're going to be the Premiership champions. But let's compete. Let's try to compete. And there's a lot of this team that needs to be moved on still and retooled in the next few windows. Okay, y'all see the players can't be the issue again. Fans last season, these aren't his players. He doesn't have wingers. He needs time. He needs time to implement his philosophy, which is non-existent. I think you might have answered your own question there or statement, Yahtzee. He doesn't have a philosophy, which is a big, big problem.
we
And
spoke about right.
these aren't his players. Some of them are, you know. When a coach has to use the players that are recruited in the best possible fashion, and I think we could all possibly agree he's not using them in the best way possible as well. We do have wingers. we actually moved the Iwobi on and Mkhitaryan on. So the wingers we do have are the likes of Saka, Martinelli,
Martinelli.
and Pepe, who we talked about yesterday as being, younger players. We're going to lean on them. We have to lean on those players a little bit. And maybe us as fans, we need to understand they are young players, especially the likes of Saka. When Yalci, when you talked about Sheffield United, um, Saka being thrown in at Sheffield United was probably the wrong thing to do. Alex from Cannon Fodder TV, my old mate. Who do you want to come in, Yalci? So that's the age-old question that's starting to get more and more press right now. I hear. Who are the fans? What are they thinking? Immediately, I would like Freddie Lundberg if that's going to happen. I personally would like Freddie Lundberg to be given the opportunity. He's there. Um, he's in position, and possibly the club have seen something happening down the line that maybe Freddie Lundberg needs to be the interim coach. But we'll see what happens. Like I said, the days will go by. We won't hear anything from Arsenal, and like it or not, it's a tough result to take. But we move on. We're going to go to the next game and the next game. As a professional footballer, as a fan, there's always a next game. And depending on the maturity of the fan, we all get over these things in different ways and we move past it. Am I pissed off? Yeah, I'm a little pissed off right now. But tomorrow I'll be shaking my head as well, Mahir. Yaltzi, now it's Cronky again. He needs a world class defender sooner or later. Bollocks. So I think Saliba is shaping up pretty well in France.
Yeah, looks like people are quite excited about Prophet
For
and then
Saliba, he could be. Well, again, we're talking up a teenager as well. We need to be very careful about that as well. Us as Arsenal fans are starting to grasp for straws. Socrates is coming to 32 years old. David Luiz is a stopgap with what happened with Koscielny leaving. We were in a tough situation with that. So Yalci, thanks for coming in. I'm not saying sack this guy. I'm saying fans need to use their eyes and hold this guy accountable. Yep, and I think that's happening. Did you hear the booze at the end, Maher?
yeah, of course, I wouldn't even have voice to tweeting or booing, but clearly you guys just had a few F bombs dropped on me not too long ago when we started this episode because
So, Yalci, it
I don't
can't always
know.
be the players because fans were saying the same thing under Wenger. It's the coach. And like it or not, the facts do not lie. We have not improved very much, if at all, from Wenger to Emery. How do you ship out a majority of the squad? Wenger left and still say this guy doesn't have his players. You want to take that, my here? So we moved
No,
on
I
the
think
majority. We did move on the majority of the squad. Wenger left, but there are still
yeah.
players and key players like Granit Xhaka in the team.
I mean, I don't know what our coach is thinking, bro. To all our subscribers, I wish I knew. I wish I could just, I wish I could phone you now and be like, yo, what
And
was that? Like, yeah, what was that?
so
Like, how?
My hair is feeling really sick right now. So he's coming down with a flu or a dog. And this will be the game that you'll remember. I'll be like, remember that game against Crystal Palace when you were dog sick? Leicester and Chelsea tactically seem to be doing well with new managers. Yeah, they go forward. They attack. The philosophy is not to be cautious, right? Did Leicester City? Okay, they had a man sent off Southampton, but did Leicester City back off when they were 2-0 up? Did Leicester City show Southampton respect on their own ground on Friday night?
No,
I don't think so. The same,
absolute, if it's anything, it's absolute disrespect.
the
Now,
same
why
thing,
can't we do that?
same thing for Chelsea. Keep going forward.
Keep
Pulisic,
pushing, keep
Pulisic
going for the
finding his
defender.
feet. So people that are complaining about Pepe, I bet Chelsea supporters were complaining about Pulisic. He's found his feet now. He got a hat trick against Burnley yesterday. Uh, I have him in my fantasy football, but he's on my bench. So it's like, Darren, that's 20 points I missed right there with Pulisic.
I mean, yeah, imagine you had a Leicester City. Jeez.
Yaltzi.
I saw one
And
man got about 2 points from 3 players.
so, listen, folks, I don't know what we're going to get out of this podcast eventually. We're going to leave this probably shaking our heads as well. We're going to be here for another 30 minutes or so. So, dive into the comments. I see Stan is here as well. Thanks for coming in, Stan. Stan the
Stand the
man.
man.
Yaltzi, he doesn't know his best 11. He doesn't know how to use these players' qualities. Exactly. He plays them out of position, no defensive structure. So, my here, every player has his own DNA. They have tendencies. Certain midfielders like to be defensive minded. Certain midfielders like to get into the box and score goals. It's up to the coach to use these players and know his players by now, what their tendencies are, what they like, how to mold them into a team. I keep hanging on about Brendan Rodgers. Uh, Came in February of this year, and here we are 8 months later. Leicester have an identity, have players playing for them. Unai Emery seems a little lost.
16 months
No, 16 months. No attacking
and
transitions. There have been cases in the past, like we talked about Bruce Rioch before Arsene Wenger came. He had one season. This could be another Bruce Rioch situation. No attacking transitions. Our midfielders are static. Guendouzi, Alex, if you're still watching, I'm hoping that Guendouzi will score. I know you have a bet with your brother about Guendouzi scoring or not.
yeah,
So,
I heard it.
do you see Guendouzi scoring this season?
I do.
Whole season.
I
League
do.
Cup.
At
He
least
should get a
two.
goal, right?
At least two.
No attacking transitions. Xhaka doesn't move the ball fastly enough. Our forwards are not getting quick ball into their feet. These are things that would transfer Pepe or transform Pepe into a lethal player. Cross the ball by the fullbacks, and the only form of this guy wanting to create goals. Yep, we talked about that yesterday, Yalsi. What was it, 162 crosses from the fullback positions on the wings? Only 2 goals from those 162. Only 2 goals from those 162 opportunities from crosses. Put Martinelli in there. He's a better header of the ball. That could help as well. Any that's cause Emery, you can tell me Wenger would be winning games on 1 goal margins. All right, so you could not tell me Wenger would not be winning games on 1 goal margins. When we were with Wenger, we did win games by more than a goal. Emery is playing tight. It's tight ball. That's what he's playing, tight ball. You know what that means, man? Here,
Emery Ball.
squeaky bum football.
Emery Ball is non-sport. It's non-existent,
Yeah,
basically.
only two
Um,
clean sheets in 10 games, conceded 14
14
goals
goals.
now.
Gift Trapped FC. I'm telling
Yeah.
you, Gift Trapped FC.
Here we go again.
Here's an Here's an interesting bit of information for you guys.
Yep.
I'm actually Wenger in. Yeah, you heard me right. Wenger in.
You would have Wenger back.
Yes, please, Wenger, just come back. Please come sort out all these guys. I have a
And
feeling he will come back and do it.
what?
Do that, man.
Bring Mkhitaryan back. It won't Bay will be back from Everton.
Yeah.
Theo
And
Walcott.
yes, and then we'd be challenging for a league. So,
And
Wenger, please, if you see this
Drew.
podcast, come back.
Right. Y'all see. Yesterday we had 13 goals for, 12 goals against. You're right. Today we have 15 goals for, 14 goals against. We're still plus 1 goal difference. SMH.
How do you score 15 goals?
Shaking my head.
How do you score 15 goals and concede?
Score 15 and concede 14. We're ninth in conceded goals. Sixth for goals scored, which is only 15 goals. Man, and they're all coming from our
Sorry,
strikers.
guys. Just excuse me. I just want to go get some water.
Yep, yep.
My throat's acting up.
So we're just going through some stats that Yahtzee has. Go ahead, Mayor. 14 goals conceded, 15 scored. Individual brilliance is saving this team. And weren't we all hoping for a little bit more of individual brilliance today from someone? VAR has, in my opinion, has created the same problems as last season. Only they're anonymous people in a booth right now making these decisions. But you can blame VAR, but the players have to control games as well. Emery's not going to drop him in Xhaka. London Old School. For me, Xhaka is finished at the club. No coming back from what he done. Can't see the fans letting that go. Completely agree with you, London Old School. Um, I'm actually chuckling at what I'm going to say, but he is an asset to the club. Granted, Xhaka is an asset to the club, so the club will keep him for the foreseeable future, maybe for the remainder of the season. I'm actually laughing and saying Granit Xhaka is an asset to the club. You know, he is a saleable asset. And Mahi, are you still available to drive him anywhere in Europe or the world?
Anyway, absolutely. Anyway, just let me recover one day. I'm gonna take off tomorrow. Get better. Go to. Does anybody want to join me? Maybe Stan the Man, Noe. Do you guys want to join me? Let's
Go
go
to
and go fetch this.
Mustafi and take him to Rome,
Matter of
Istanbul,
fact, right now, all the
Siberia.
games that Mustafa played. Yeah. Anyway. Good afternoon from Vancouver, Stan the Man.
Hi,
What
Stan.
up?
What up?
Thank you for joining us. If anybody needs, you don't need to be if you are a live reader to work out what Jaka was saying. Exactly. That is extreme disrespect. To be honest with you, I think that's it. That was the last straw that must have broke the last. You know, they say the straw that broke the camel's back. That must have been it. Surely, surely he can't be even on the bench. Surely he can't even be in under 23s. He's not under 23. Sorry. But yeah, I don't want to see this guy anywhere near this club. That was
Um,
it.
so Xhaka is not key, but he was favored by both managers. They're choosing him for a reason, and probably I know Emery chooses him because of his physical presence. He could probably help out with corners and free kicks, but that is
Ray,
the only thing that's going for Xhaka.
this is a family show. But yeah, I don't, for personal reasons, I have a feeling why they kept Jaka around, you know. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Come lie with me, Jaka.
Yeah.
Come here, boy. Come here. Let's not
Okay,
take
my here. My here.
again.
The, the game is over. We're in the second hour. The game's over. You calm down a little bit, maybe. Alex is
No,
asking you what's your take on the game.
no, I no, calm down. Absolute shit show. Thanks, Alex, for also tuning in. I was just with you now in the chats, but and forgive me, guys, my voice is completely sore. So,
Yeah,
but if it wasn't so, right, you'd be getting the biggest rant you've seen me go on so far. I think
yeah.
so. I think so. This is the call me only because I don't have a voice to speak. But it was a complete circus. I don't know if you remember the game Circus Charlie. You know, um, there was an old school game called Circus Charlie. Anyway, it was there's a point where he's like trying to jump from a ball to a ball, and when he lands on his face, he completely just shocks out and like his body explodes. That's exactly how I feel right now in this moment in time.
Today was not the
Complete.
finest day in our history when you have a club captain telling the stadium to F off. I like all of the dollar signals and hashtags in there, Alex.
Yeah, me too. Very
Um,
nice way.
yeah, I think the repercussions of what Xhaka did will go far beyond the result today. Hi, Alex. Must have been a great game for the neutrals. Socrates got robbed by VAR. If he doesn't score, you pull that back for a penalty on Chambers. Absolutely. You got three players. How is Chambers did not foul anybody in the lead up to that goal? If anything, he is being fouled. He's the one who was taken down. So if Socrates doesn't score there, it's got to be a penalty to Arsenal.
But that's the thing. VAR is completely turning around decisions that refs can make and honestly make a mistake. And that, for me, it's you. I don't know how to say. I don't know how to say it, but that for me is ruining the game. It's different when VAR gives the correct decisions, like it's been doing. But to cheat the team every time out of 3 points because of decisions where the ref is saying, "Okay, I'm not sure. Let's go to VAR." VAR is then making the decision for the referee instead of the other way around. Like the referee is looking at the decision and saying, "Oh, okay, he was honestly correct."
Yeah, it completely
So
seems to me, Mahir, we've had a complete change on the VAR, and it
yeah,
started with this Arsenal game. Before VAR was being used as just a purely offside tool and not overriding any decisions that the referee would make with regards penalties. And today we've had VAR allowed to override the decision of the referee in regards to penalty. I told you this would happen to us. It would come home to roost. VAR would come and kick us in the teeth, and that's what's happened.
Alex and I said stuff here, so you already know where we stood since long time ago, Raina. Right?
Yeah,
Good.
Alex, Guendouzi was fantastic today, and that's it. We had some good performances, right?
Exactly. So it doesn't make even it makes even less sense that the game wasn't taken by the scruff of the neck. We didn't go for the throat.
Yeah, yeah. I'll see 162 crosses, only 2 goals this season. So we are not being creative or productive in the final third at all. Yeah, I'll see. Leicester has the second best attack for goals. Surely they surged on Friday night with 9 goals, which is 25 only, conceded 8. Rodgers arrived back in earlier in the new year, didn't even have a full season with the players, and sold their best defender. That's debatable. Uh, Valuation wise, yes, their best defender. But a lot of people do not rate Harry Maguire. And yes, clearly selling Maguire isn't hurting them because they got Soyanku, which I understand we were interested in.
Yep, we will
It's another one of them that got away. And I think we're
Mm.
growing tired of Emery talking a lot like Wenger. Is Emery Wenger in disguise, really? Because he talks about all these players that got away as well. Yeah.
Hello, good evening. I am back. It is me, the
Luke,
professor.
Luke, right here. It's not like that. Luke,
No, look.
Luke, Luke. I didn't see that.
I don't know what to say anymore, right? I'm
Yeah,
hot, I'm bothered, I'm sick, and like
yeah.
this would have cheered me up. Just I said to Alex earlier on Cannon Fodder, this would have cheered me up just a little bit. If I go into work tomorrow, I'm gonna get bantered left, right, and while I'm sick, I'm gonna get the banter, especially since they won their game, and like Chelsea just said now, yeah, like Chelsea just said just now, I think they jumped from mid-table to seventh or something. So other teams are catching up also, and they're gonna get ahead of us if
Oh,
we're.
yeah, yeah.
It's a
I
very
glossed.
dangerous.
I glossed over that, Yancy. I'm like, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. No, 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 no. This season's
Yeah,
gonna
la
be
la la.
But we're gonna round it up pretty soon. We'll make this a short one. Stand the man. No point incorporating VAR. We're still gonna hire donuts to make the final decision. It's just whether the donuts are on the field and you can
Fantastic.
see them, or they're behind closed doors somewhere. Like they're behind closed doors here in my closet. You know, there's donuts somewhere
I
making
love that.
stupid
I love
decisions.
that. Yeah, that's basically what they are.
Correct, Stan. One of the problems with VAR is that it works well sometimes. Well, a referee has a good game sometimes. A linesman has a good game sometimes. We'll take it onto the field and say Socrates has a good game sometimes. Xhaka has a good game sometimes. I guess we're always going to have human error in our game, Mahir. You look at other sports where they can look at things and get the correct result through multiple replays. And why is it not the same? Why can't it work the same? Maybe next season,
Doesn't, it doesn't make any sense.
give and take for human
How
error.
how do you make a mistake, right? And then take it to VAR, and then VAR overturns your ruling, even if you're unsure. Like it should really be based on them. So, say for instance, a foul happens, right? And I need to find out whether it was a dive or if somebody actually tackled the player in which I need to give a penalty. So I take it to VAR, and VAR shows that it was a clip. So there should be a penalty. And by no means am I excusing anything, guys. Please don't misinterpret what I'm saying as we should have won because VAR should have been given us a penalty. I'm just saying the problem with VAR. So then VAR overturns my decision as the ref. And then everything is haywire. The momentum is lost. The decision is being made by a machine when clearly I was unsure. So I just asked the machine so I can check, right? And maybe, see, I did say we'd be lucky enough to nick a draw, but we had a good goal cancelled out. Fuming. Stan, you don't understand the half of it, bro. You don't understand the half of it.
He saw what you saw. He understands it.
Yeah, I mean, really. You know what happened actually? So when as soon as Chambers went down, right, from those three, I said penalty. But the ball was somehow pushed into a gap. And then guess what? Oh, two more points for Cannon Fodder. 2-2. Yeah. Okay.
We're not doing
Yeah.
well. Arsenal fan
Alex,
circle's not doing well.
That is bragging rights. We wanted to really get away with the points here. And it was looking like we were going
We're
to get
gonna
the
have a
points.
strong second half of the season
No, my goodness. We need to have a hell of a strong season, strong
in
start
our
of the second half.
predicted score challenge. Una Emery makes it quite difficult. Even though we predicted the starting lineup quite well, Mahir, I did want Holding in there, as I said. Um, the obviously VAR was always going to be a controversy between fans. I don't like it, but we can't pin our hopes on it saving us for our decisions. The actual football and philosophy needs to be implemented at hand, which is what you said. Um, yeah, I mean we need to be better, Mahir. We can't like rely on VAR to get us out of trouble. We got screwed by VAR today. A penalty was given that wasn't given on the field. We've seen many instances of the call on the field standing through VAR, past games, and we also did not. We had a goal chalked off through VAR illegitimately, in my opinion. You know,
The main
all
reason
these.
why I'm so
Yeah, go.
is the simple fact, how do we bottle a 2-0 lead? How? Scrap the VAR thing for the third goal. How do we concede two poor goals like that?
At 2-0, you need to kick on and get a third goal. You need to score more goals and make Crystal Palace check out of the game, not want to be involved in the game. And then you kill the game in the second half by passing. I'm actually wondering if we're ever going to get into the last 10 minutes of an Emirates game where we're going to hold on to the ball because we have a lead. We seem to be chasing the game all the time now at the Emirates. And in 5 games, we've won 3 of those games at home and drawn 2. Obviously, today and the Spurs game, we've beaten uh, Burnley, Aston Villa, and Bournemouth. And they've all been kind of crazy games and not more than one goal in the difference. So, Yaltzi, all these training sessions, what are they actually training on? Just building up match fitness. God knows what, I would think. And Marseille are losing. Okay. Can neither of my clubs win on the same day? Okay. So Yaltzi likes Marseille. I'm sorry, Yaltzi. We need to be better than that, though, Mar. Here, we need to be able to score goals and not have these decisions affect us terribly. Ice bucket challenge incoming. We got a few months yet. We can turn it around, right? Right, Meyer?
I believe so.
Don Juan, thanks for coming in. How's it going, lads? Yeah, lots of tears. I'm, I've got tears. I'm shaking my head as well.
I've
Yo,
got that emoji
realist,
with
you need a strong
that.
window. Need a strong window, realist. Yeah, but
Hey,
maybe we need a window.
realist.
We need some help, that's for sure, and we need a midfielder. I
Torreira.
got you, realist. I got you, realist. Strong. Thanks for
What
coming in,
happened
man.
to Torreira? Oh, Torreira. We're easy.
Yeah, we
Emery's
need.
being a.
So yeah, Ferreira's not in the team. And some of these players have been saved for Wednesday. So yeah, we try to juggle the teams. I know. I can see your facial expression. What did Emery actually say at halftime?
What were they thinking?
What did
I do know.
Emery actually say at halftime? You go in at 2-1. You have to start getting the impetus and going back on the attack and getting control of the game. Well done to South Africa in the rugby. Congrats. We're in the final. Big one.
Big one, bro. I'm surprised New Zealand got knocked out on a side note as well. Expecting them to go on and take the final.
Yeah, listen, Stan, take out the set pieces. We look pretty tame in open play. No, enough said, right? Who wins South Africa? I'm going to be on your side. I'm going to be on South Africa's side. Hopefully they win. But I think you might be up against a really, really good England team. England are probably favorites.
I mean, I used to watch rugby with a passion, not as hardcore as a passion for Arsenal, but and the last time we won it, I mean, it was quite legendary. And that's the only national team, to be honest with you guys. Any South Africans watching, you'd have to agree with me when I say that that's the only national side in South Africa, sporting side, that we actually have pride in because our soccer team is putrid. Our even our cricket team is now putrid. Yeah, the rugby is the one that we actually really lay on.
Hey everybody, if you're enjoying the content, give us a like. Really, really would help the channel as well, get into suggested videos and the algorithm. Yaltzi, probably sit back because the second half we didn't go forward. So this is what Emery probably told the players. We didn't go forward with the same urgency, but when we were losing, Emery was ready to throw the sink at it. He was trying to get everyone forward in the extra time. Yeah. It was all a little bit helter skelter, I hear.
Very, very helter skelter.
Arsenal realist in the house. Alex. Alex is pouring it on right now. Game over, Arsenal fan circle. LOL. I'll update the scoreboard and give you guys an update. We're probably quite a few points back. Listen, I want to give kudos to my co-host Gunded News. Check him out on Facebook. He's suffering with a cold and a flu, not feeling really well, and compounded with that, we have this result. And beyond this result, the kind of controversy that our captain, people are going to pile on Jack. I think it's probably fair to do so. If you're a club captain, you need to hold yourself in a higher accountability and conduct yourself in a better way. And to react like that, was that ever going to get the fans back on your side to react like that? You need to applaud the fans no matter what's happening. Um, we're putting ourselves on a social. I hear you. We're putting ourselves on a social platform here. We're open ourselves up to trolls and negative comments, and really do appreciate all the positive comments. But we understand that we're doing that, and Granit Xhaka is on the stage, and a certain level of abuse is acceptable. But when it gets personal, obviously not. But he needs to conduct himself in a better way. Yaltzi, the transfer window isn't going to make a difference. Chelsea are a transfer ban. Their attack and defense is worse than ours. I hope you're right, Yaltzi, because right now they're 4 points ahead of us. London Old School flying the England flag. Good on you. Listen, folks, we will wrap it up at this point. Want to give a huge thank you to Gunded News, Mahir. You feel like crap, and we get a result like that, and you feel even more like crap. So, what are you going to do? We move on.
Okay.
We move on to Wednesday, and hopefully we can see a young team going out on Wednesday taking on a Liverpool second team. And we'll see what happens. I actually think this is a preview of what could happen if we're managed right and correctly, if we're coached correctly, and the team and the club progresses in the next 18 months. We could be challenging with Liverpool, challenging with Manchester City. And I want to see what these young players are going to do against Liverpool's second team on Wednesday night, going into a Anfield's going to be tough for them, and we might see Mustafi in the team. We might see Holding. Actually, I've got a team written out here, and since I was only one off on our pregame show for today's lineup, going to give you what I think will line up like against Liverpool on Wednesday in the Carabao Cup. We're going to go with Emi Martinez in goal. Okay. Bellerin didn't play today, so Bellerin's going to be in the right back. Mustafi and Holding will play, I think, our central defensive player. And we have to give kudos to Mustafi. He's taken a huge step forward this season. So fingers crossed he keeps going. Kolasinac is left back. So that's our back four. And then Torreira did not play a part today. He's going to be anchoring. He'll be playing defensive midfielder on Wednesday. I would put him alongside Joe Willock. And in the number 10, Emil Smith Rowe with a little bit of creativity there. And then I go with Saka on the left, Nelson on the right, and our little tiger Martinelli as centre forward. Give him a chance going in the striking position against Liverpool. Let's draw a line under this Crystal Palace result. A very, very disappointing draw. Um, Emery has not changed his ways, in my opinion. The usual suspects: Granit Xhaka, David Luiz, and Socrates. The usual suspects, creating the usual problems. Um, the only thing is they actually scored a couple of goals today, which saved their skin. But you know, structure. So a couple more comments, and we sign out. Yes, but their structure and philosophy takes off the team, and that is Chelsea. What Chelsea player walks into Arsenal? Listen, you have been watching Arsenal Fan Circle with my co-host Mahir Abrams, all the way from South Africa. Give us a like if you like this show, and yeah, we're out of here. We go on. Um, Obviously, a very very disappointing result, 2-2. But the bigger story I think out of this is Granit Xhaka and where we go forward with our club captain at this point. A couple of other comments. My whole week is ruined because of Arsenal. You know, it's a big part of our lives. Um, Try to move on. We'll look forward now, Don. Look forward to the midweek game. I think that's the best thing to do. Draw a line under this. There's going to be huge amount of headlines with VAR and Granit Xhaka, the captaincy, all of that stuff. In some ways, in some ways, I think the limelight will be taken off of Unai Emery. um, Overshadowed by Granit Xhaka. Where are they booing Xhaka or Boo Earns or saying Boo Earns? Shaking my head, Stan. Don Juan, great pod. Thanks for your continued support. I'm going to call out everybody that came on today. Don Juan, Stan the Man. Yalsi was very active. Thanks, Yalsi. London Old School, flying the England flag for the Rugby Club of England. Uh, Alex, who's razzing us a little bit because he predicted the correct score. Kudos to you, Alex. Arsenal's realist. Thanks for coming in, Arsenal realist. Um, and who else? That's about it. Rumple Foreskin was on too as well. I always get a kick out of that name, that handle. And Noe Donis right at the start. So listen, not a good result. We are out of here until next time, you'll see us in a few weeks. Mahir and I will be reunited in a couple of weeks, going away on holidays, going away on vacation. Be dropping a few videos here and there that you guys can feast on. We'll get back together probably after the Wolves game or the Leicester game, and God knows where the club is at that point. But hopefully, better times ahead, Mahir. Hopefully, um, drop a like if you like the content. Subscribe if you're new around here, and a little bit less happy. Come on, you Gooners, up the Arsenal. There's always another game. Thanks, Mahir, for joining me. Appreciate it, buddy. See you later, folks. Hopefully, we can get through this.
You're welcome, buddy.
Come on, you Gooners.